XENOTILT is out! The much anticipated sequel to Demon's Tilt has just been released into early access, and man, it is wild. If you missed out on Demon's Tilt, it's a great video pinball game that came out in 2019 that was heavily inspired by the Crush Pinball series of games from the 90s, with a smattering of bullet hell chaos thrown into the mix. XENOTILT continues this vibe with a similar 3-tiered table layout, but with more of a cyberpunk and mechanical aesthetic to everything. More importantly, they really cranked up the intensity this time around. In my first few hours of play, everything feels more frantic and fast-paced, and somehow they even managed to dial up the on-screen chaos with loads of neon projectiles and particles, and unrelenting boss battles regardless of where you are on the board. Somehow this makes Demon's Tilt look like a calm and relaxing experience, and you may need a little while to get used to all of the visual information on screen and learn to focus on where your ball is. They've also added some extra gameplay elements here, including gun turrets to clear the playfield of enemies whenever you cradle the ball, and a pretty cool multi-ball matrix that levels up various perks whenever you get a lock, and gives the potential of setting off a 9-ball multi-ball mode. Otherwise, the main experience is pretty similar to Demon's Tilt, with starting protocols instead of rituals, and of course always looking to jack up your multiplier to score billions of points and make your mark on the leaderboard. So far I've had some pretty nice scores, but honestly I wasn't too aware of what was actually happening most of the time, and I think it may take me some more practice and research to be doing things more deliberately as opposed to simply reacting and keeping the ball alive. As far as extra modes beyond the normal experience, Hardcore mode has returned with increased difficulty and 1-ball only runs. Since the game is still in early access, there may be other modes released later on, like the return of EX mode from Demon's Tilt with added bonus rooms, and I also heard there may be something called Survivor mode with some kind of quest structure, and a time attack mode. I'm pretty excited to see what develops there, and we'll be keeping an eye out for sure. I can say in the first few days of the game being released, the developers are constantly putting out hot fixes and cleaning up whatever bugs they can. But so far, I've really only had one random soft lock, and the game's current state is very playable, at least on my setup. I should also mention they've continued their tradition of having tons of comfort options to customize your experience, vertical screen orientation support, various visual filters, and also some unlockable goodies as you get various achievements. Overall, I absolutely recommend picking this up if you're a fan of the fast-paced and frantic side of video pinball. Now don't expect any sort of simulated, realistic physics here. This is some arcadey, face-melting chaos, and it's a total blast once you start to get a good feel for it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the Billionaires Club.